down the line when business actually trust us, getting returns to us.
Company system that NC has actually university for the push for global volunteer from now onwards and put an emphasis on it. As part of this emphasis on it, they have decided to change the Aiesec function to BD. The main part of that BD was to bring it into support the other global volunteer and how can we do these things there. And the focus for BD is going to high schools and to create leads and other focus on is to go to talk to uh, other entities, other emphasis overseas to see if partnerships or things that people have with scholarships and funds.
Answer your question, yes, we definitely have thrown in much branding around a lot of the time. And for things like ST and YTV, the event itself is generally a very, very successful event. And companies are always very happy to engage with us or find out more about what we do afterwards. But where we've really fallen short is with the follow-up with these companies. And in order to really fix that, it's important that we try to engage them in things that we do. It's not about sitting on the feedback form after the event and getting them to fill it out and that's it. What we really try to do this semester is say next week an external is coming in from YTB to speak at an LCM to try to provide our members with knowledge. In turn, that generates that brand awareness for them. And I guess in terms of what we can do in the future for BD, as these guys said, scholarships is a big portion of what we want to do. And organizations and companies are great, but there's also those organizations, say the not-for-profit ones, that can really boost our image. For example, Greenpeace, those ones that really align with us. And
topic of transparency sometimes is covered, but do you think that the topic of transparency in the LC is at a satisfactory level? And if not, what would we do to make that seem more transparent? And do you think actually the level of transparency is needed or not?
coming back,
If I'm being completely honest with you guys, and so it's not actually transparency that's a huge problem. It actually is a time lag that we take from the email to come and the communication that's rolled out to the members, which has been always make the members confused when they hear different stuff, reading the different speak. I think it's one way that we should definitely say to look to see how we can make sure that the time lag will happen, but to minimize that time lag so that the members are more able to understand what's actually going on in the LC. Yes, there are some, in terms of like the transparency, it's a transparent topic itself. There's some definitely more topics that we can definitely work towards. Also, more questionable at least so you guys can actually come and ask us.
I definitely agree that transparency is extremely vital to any organizations. There's lots of the amount of companies out there that strive for this kind of transparency with their organization. Something that I definitely think is, as a current EB, we haven't necessarily gone out of our way to tell the members about certain things that you guys might be wondering. And it's really taken a lot of you guys actually coming up to us to ask about things for clarification. So I think an active step forward would be to really transmit a lot of that information to you guys about you coming to us to avoid that conflict in this case.
Yeah, I think in this past term, so transparency to me, there's two types of transparency. There's one from EB to the LC, and the other one is between functions itself. And I think most of the time we assume that if we wanted to know, we will ask, but I think that doesn't necessarily happen, right? Like people don't necessarily ask, they want to know, but they don't necessarily ask. I think moving forward, just simply regular updates about what everyone is doing would be a huge step towards increasing transparency.
Sure.
Apologies for the small specific but a lot of you guys in your application, you guys have written that you guys are really focusing on will volunteer in this coming track. Um, but I see that you guys still have written that, like you guys want to keep the VIP as a function. I'm totally left with the new addition of like customer 2.0. How do you see, this relationship with having a separate review function as well as like how do you see the relationship with reviews and Mac trying to develop with the implementation?
And that. Yeah, so in terms of the decision to move the focus to OGB, I guess it is a matter of doing what we do best and what produces results at this point. In terms of your question about asking about the focus of having two separate functions, this is the way that I guess we've always done in the past and ensures that there is enough focus and support and drive for both of the functions because OGT at this point is something that we also excel in, especially in Auckland. In terms of Mac support in implementing customer flow 2.0, the essential purpose of implementing customer flow is to decrease the barrier that people have to changes, it's getting rid of those unnecessary things. So for Mac's role is really letting people know about these decreased barriers and for them to address any concerns that people may have. So the reason that I decided to have both GP and GP as functions is because there's no point stopping doing something that you're already good at just because you want to focus on another thing. And that's the way I look at global talent. They're already really good at this. There's no point having a function or moving them at this point. But at the same time, we do want to focus on global volunteer, and I see Mac's role as focusing on that. I'm focusing how do we move people to be applying for volunteership and how do we get them moving to the attraction, moving to the customer phases as time goes by. In terms of GT promotions, there will be more for specific events. For example, co-op. There's very little point in promoting global volunteer when people are looking for internships. Internships promote global.
For me, what I did mention is that just actually do keep the OGT and OGB. Just because we are focusing on one function doesn't mean actually abandoning the other one. In terms of OGT, it has actually been growing more and more over the past few years, and it has sort of so if we do keep them, we keep OGT as one function itself, and we have OGB as a focus point, then one of the straight leads that we have already made to OGT will be lost. And it might be harder for us to start over. And also I mentioned, I didn't mention the application is that OGT will be a focus during the first part of the semester. It's just for the attractions of like specific areas like core. And finally, in terms of Mac support, I want to talk about is that there's a huge bottlenecks and touch points within like when we're doing for what we customer for, and how Mac support is providing this information towards our audiences to be able to overcome these bottlenecks at each touch points.
I was really trying to ask you, like, with customer implementation, how is the role of OGX going to change? And why have you guys kept it separate? If that makes sense.
I guess to clarify, the new customer flow is giving people the option to, be interested in either one or both of the two products. This doesn't mean that we should abandon a function to focus on another. So I guess that's why there is still a focus on both functions because they're both things that we can. And there is no problem in terms of synergy of those GX functions working together. So there's no reason why we would merge into one function. Yeah, so with the new customer flow, what happens most of the time is that
in previous time, when people were in the attraction phase, we had barely any contact with them. It was only when they were serious about applying, when they gone to a review board, they got in contact with us about a DP manager. But right now, it's very different in that as soon as they're vaguely interested, they get put onto our system and they get a DP manager, right? And so what happens a lot of times, yes, a lot of people decide, oh, they want to do both. But that is where when doing exchange meetings, we should be helping them find which programs that they want to do. The reason for keeping two separate functions is because some people do know what they want to do. And if your starting part has been done well, if the case meetings has been done well, the majority of the EPs will know exactly what they want to do. And servicing for global volunteer members and global volunteer EPs and global talent EPs should be different. They might not be right now, but they should be different. They are signing up for different programs. They have different priorities, which should be different.
But for the customer point, I do agree that the similarities between the OGG and OG export, the OG green process have actually been coming together. And it does it does overflow most of the part of it. But the main reason I did want to take the functions before it's not because of the customer flow, it's because of the fact that I believe that the focus will be more for OGT and OGX together.
Next question is from me. Now, the refresh products, we have three exchange products. So what's your view of GE? And yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, so I think OG, it's a really, really good product, especially for New Zealand. It's really attractive for students and youth in New Zealand to have the opportunity to go overseas and actually work in a startup. A lot of them have priorities that revolve around gaining work experience or learning hard skills, right? And so for this reason, it'd be something that for this reason, be something that I want to focus on, but under global talent. As I said before, what they want from us is very similar from what people going with global talent want. They want professional development and work experience. And so, in terms of my vision for it, it would simply be what it's meant to be, a sub-product of global talent.
I'll elaborate with what Tanya did say. It could actually be a sub-product for global talent itself. That's actually because of me actually being in global talent, I can see the amount of people who are actually willing to go for global, who were interested in global talent in the beginning, and also was born and willing to go and grow an entrepreneur. And also with the new customer flow, there's more, it's easier for people to start looking for opportunities that can suit them, and it opens up to people who are actually in the beginning to end of their first years to people who are the second years, and this openness this openness makes it open for these people to start applying for GD, even though because they're not eligible for GD at some stages.
On the contrary, I believe that GE is a single product. It should have a clear image by itself. It shouldn't be really marketed separately to, sorry, it should be marketed separately to global talent. Even though we don't really have enough UPs to start up our own function for itself and service and very, very similar to GT, I think it should really have its own personality. It's a really good opportunity for people who are wanting internship opportunities to go abroad. And another thing to keep in mind that incoming global entrepreneurs is a huge market. I'm seeing there's a lot of New Zealand businesses at the moment are startups that are wanting the skills that international talent has, but may not be able to afford to salary. So this is where IGG comes in a little bit.
Yeah, so I apologize. This is a long question. I had no idea how to phrase it. But I'm going to pose this as kind of like an opinion. Promoted over this year, and now it is no longer a product. I think quality membership is important and getting the time that people need, and also it's helpful in getting the highly motivated people that some of you said we are somewhat lacking in the LC at the moment. You know? So considering our current push for exchange due to increased numbers, where does membership promotion now lie? Like, is there something you're looking to implement, and so on? Or if not, do you have other reasons for you to disagree and why?
Time is up.
I do agree with that. The fact that membership is no longer correct is it's not really that you actually have to do that focus at all. Membership is a huge part of what us it is. If we do not have members, we have to do it. There's no point of us. There's no way we can do all of these experiences. In terms of how can we actually do this promo, I would say for it's us to start and see how we can promote this as a benefit to start that as a product of us itself to start doing summer school term. So I will start from up and start where we actually have to be able to retain most of our members from this semester to go summer and be able to start from there so we can have a fully developed team during the start of semester one.
For me, being a member of an organization or a movement that drives these amazing experiences is much more empowering than feel like I'm going through an experience or I am the customer of the organization. I think the way that we promoted our recruitment was done quite terribly this time, to be honest, because the only avenue that we really used was social media and the reach of our Facebook page. And that reach is very limited and very, very narrow. So in the future, I hope to reach out to people of all different avenues, different departments, even outside of the university, and see where that can bring the diversity in our membership as well. Yes, so I do agree that promotions for our membership this semester almost non-existent. And I think moving forward, that will be like the first step, right? Actually getting the word out there that hey, we are a youth movement that over 126 countries, thousands of people involved. Do you want to be a part of it? But I think more importantly, a lot of the people who did sign up didn't actually have the right expectation of what this organization was. And to combat that, I actually want to have info sessions this time around, just simply because those are the kind of events that attract people who actually care, who actually will put in the work that is needed. That is a combination of assessment centers, let's face it, to provide interviews, should be more than enough to make sure we recruit the right people.
Oh, that's cool. Sorry. So basically, there seems to be like an overall sort of arching goal or focus on numbers and on exchange and stuff, which is fair enough, considering the situation. But the general vibes I get from all three of your applications and your speeches and stuff is that you want to focus on quality and foundation, which is like I guess not an indirect correlate, like indirect opposite of getting numbers and stuff like that. So you're focusing on quality, whereas there's an overarching focus on quantity. So in your terms, do you end up wanting to focus more on that overarching focus on quantity, or do you want to focus on quality, or do you want to do like the complete, like impossible and focus on both of them at the same time?
For me, my focus point is quality because I believe that in the long run, Having provided quality experiences, whether it's to exchange participants or our members, is going to generate that quantity in the future. And to give an example, I guess, I think it was back in 2011, they pushed for a lot of quantity. They achieved over 100 exchanges, but the amount of refunds that came back to that was also huge. So that's why I'm an advocate for providing quality. Yeah. So for me, the idea of quality and quantity is not mutually exclusive. I mean, quality leads to quantity. Think of it as an amazing experience. They're going to go and tell their friends about it. So many people know about our organization, and these are people who maybe have thought of doing exchange before, but haven't necessarily found any way to do it. These would be people who are interested. Think about the EPs who do sign up early. If they get a really good quality experience, they're going to drag their friends along and be like, oh, this organization is so amazing, come on, exchange with me. And I think all of this would lead to an increase in quantity, even in the short term.
From my point of view, it does, the quality does have technology, but for me, how I want to expect that to take it for that how the change is working. We usually send people over for all changes for most of our days during the summer break. And for the term changes, I want to use it to develop these quality, to develop our skill sets and to provide this quality during our first and second semester. I talked about this in my speeches about to set a framework work in the beginning of summer school, during summer school, and part of summer first semester, so that they're actually trained enough to provide these quality experiences, which in turn can make us go push for the quality.
So this one I'm just wondering, what do you think aspect of your life outside of Aiesec that benefits you guys would you like more time?
Yeah, so I think a thing that I focus on a lot outside of Aiesec is actually the friend groups that I've developed over the years. So some of you know, some of you don't know, but my friends are really, really diverse. I barely have any friends that actually study commerce or law. Most of them study like sciences of all things. Yeah, most of them study sciences for some unknown reason. Or a lot of them actually have already started working. And I think in terms of what makes me different because of this, it means that I am very good at understanding different people's perspectives and really understanding where they're coming from with their opinions. Because I'm used to it.
For me, a huge part of the aspect of my life is actually my studies itself. I study accounting and finance, and part of this one means it's with analyze different situations and to be able to put into how different situations can put into perspective. And this is a huge part of like being towards analysis. Okay, we can analyze different situations and think that knowledge I have. Another huge thing I would actually grow is actually my family, and it's well to be accepted. At least my sister was all of these experiences was currently working. I also have the business working experience, who's in the help guide me, and also to provide all of the help that is required, which is one of the only reasons that I can go forward.
Something that I've consistently been doing before and also during my Aiesec experience is actually simply working. And on my work, I work with a lot of different companies, and that's really helped me understand the difference of driving, say, employees that are motivated by the money or profit versus people in Aiesec who are driven simply by a goal or a vision. It's helped me understand how organizations work and how the world really revolves around these different networks to survive. It's really helped me, and especially my role in with the ICS and interacting with these organizations, having already prior had the knowledge and understanding how the real world matters works.
Yep. Going back to some points. As leader of the organization, I've
believe it's like absolutely crucial that, like through the crowd, that's motivated audience, sort of getting respect, right? So, I'm just wondering, do you feel you have the ability to get up in front of the crowd, bouncing, and get their attention and their respect, right? So if so, then how do you do that? And if not, how will you actually tangibly, what you can do actually to help you?
Hamida?
Um, so shall I just go into, I will also turn this in my speech. I'm not one of the most charismatic people, so it might not be the most effective at it. But I've been talking to people and I have this beard, how to put it, I have this weirdness when I'm actually doing talking. People do more to that does capture the attention of people. Um, but at this stage, I would say that there's so much more I can actually improve on, and it's for me to keep on working towards how I can improve on myself to pay the attention of maybe I'll see a group of people.
For me, talking to crowds is actually something that I really thrive on and get away with my habit. And I try to hold myself to a really high standard when I'm addressing a crowd. And this means that I'm constantly being very, very perceptive of what the crowd may need at that moment and adapting what I'm saying to what the crowd may need or want to hear at that moment. However, this doesn't mean that I always provide the right content or content that is engaging to me. So something that I've actually wanted to do is take up drama again and present as my students and how that can further my public speaking skills. Yeah, so to me, I am not a good public speaker. I don't think that I have the capability to inspire a crowd from the front. And this is something that I have struggled with. In terms of actually overcoming this, I have realized that I am very inspiring talking to people one-on-one. I make good connections and I can motivate people in that sense, which is why I decided to do what I did for Aiesec. In terms of actually improving it though, because I do feel you're right. As an LCP, you should be able to inspire a crowd from the front to move forward. I think the best way to learn anything is to practice, and with public speaking, practice and preparation until I get good enough to do it on my feet would be how I've been moving forward.
Next question is from me. Hypothetical clinical situation, you can see concept of they say, all right, to make New Zealand, to drive New Zealand forward, we're going to focus, and our focus is not based on product, it's based on the LC. I want to close all the other LCs and focus purely on open performance, and in the long run, reopen the other LCs again. Open your own voting rights, so it's really up to you. What is the response to this? And if you vote against, why?
Hamida?
Here's the first thing that I would do is really sit down with this new MC OG and hear out the reason for why they want to close down all the different houses. And that's something that I would definitely go with because as we talked about a lot tonight is Aiesec 2020, we want to become accessible to every young person in the world. And the thing is, people from say the South Island are not going to come all the way up to Auckland to find us to engage themselves in an amazing experience. A lot of what we do is push marketing, right? Which means that we need to be the ones to attract these people. And having one local community in Auckland is not enough to provide enough experiences to really move New Zealand forward.
Yes, I agree. So the first thing that I would need to do is actually talk to his NCBCOD and ask him or her why he decided to make this decision. But in my opinion, I don't think it's a good idea. I think the fact that we have so many LCs, it means that there's always a support network there. There's always competition, really healthy competition. I mean, look at Oxford, right? I believe that one of the reasons we do so well is because we want to be the best. And that's perfectly fine. It's what drives us forward. I can see, yeah, the depth.
Actually, I will go sort of and say, go and sit down the sensitivity of your ENT, or not to say, to why you make this decision. Um, for me, that I would actually say work against it, is because it's harder for us to start different LCs again and start from the scratch. It's actually something that we had at Aiesec that talked about how Naomi told that she kind of presented the fact that she had to close down an LC and why she wanted to make a different decision as well. So this is something that I would think about much more carefully, I would say, to see if I can actually convince the MCV body to say that closing down is probably not the best thing for the future possible.
Last question from you, Dr. Shaki.
Oh, okay. So back to my earlier question about quantity versus quality. So it's great that you guys want to focus on quality and stuff, but like for the past maybe like 5 or 6 LCPs, including myself, we've all wanted to focus on quality. So in that case, why have our results still gone down? What can you guys do for something better? Better.
Okay, yes, I think, yes, we have focused on quality, but to be honest, just because of the term change, a lot of times in July, right, when we should be planning, when we should be deciding how exactly we want to deliver quality, the new executive board is actually just transitioning in. They're just learning the in that way, moving forward for the next term, we have the advantage of not the whole someone to learn and to really prep. Because in order to deliver quality, you actually need to know exactly what you're doing before you start doing. That way. Yeah.
And actually, to have a question, I would say, I think that we did, all of the past people did try to go for the quality push, but the fact is that there's a huge inconsistency within each quality that we are providing, which has been affecting our affecting the value delivery that we are providing to these experiences. To fully utilize this as I did mention before, is that we are trying to set that framework for this framework to set these qualities, right? So one way to do that is actually go to the overseas entity which we didn't so I don't think we have tried that much is to find entities where we can take the content that they have been working effectively and try to implement that within the LC itself. And actually implementing this within the first summer, so summer school and during the first semester, so we can be carried forward towards the rest of the semester.
So I completely agree with these two, and I'm a personally a huge fan of them, but this is something that can personally, for those of you who know me, I'm someone who really holds people accountable, and I think that to me, I will hold people to a certain standard and make sure that execution gets done. And you know, that's still the thing that I hope to continue as well.
Then, fine. Then after that, we are going to start closing speech. Then voting. So you guys can take a time to think like who you want to vote. Yeah.
I know. We have to vote. There's a question. Like, what? I have asked MC and I put some recording quantity. Which one? Because when you talk like that, it's like similar quantity.
Right.
Small results, right? Then
This is quality.
yeah, and then also when I talk about delivering quality. Because it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, what I was trying to say, us and receive another time.
Yeah.
Because then maybe they told them see once, and then we need it. If we don't agree, we come.
Yeah, we inherently work against that. Yeah. We shouldn't, yeah. But we do. We're already inherently against this, we might as well do it. And what we're doing worse, I think it's easier to bring it down to sacrifice. It's easier, like shut down, maybe 3 minutes better.
Okay.
Not shut down forever, yeah. But like, stuck up. The thing that you say right now is probably easier to start like, you have better intake of business that people will actually want to be there about. That's right. You need to no one already knows what but the interpretation is kind of cool.
Really fun trolling. People were like, this is the female forum.
Oh yeah. This was never horrible. Yeah. Well, I looked at it like this is not horrible. One thing I took for him.
And then we made it to like, watching someone teach it for me. Then give it a couple.
Now I fucking love
I also forgot about closing. I was like, sweet.
Yeah. It's really good. I like your choice.
Thank you. What else do you think?
Pretzels.
See, this is why Steven's here.
No, good job. You want some pretzels? I'm a great guy with it. Why? No one extends.
Okay, can we start now? So now we are going to closing speech. So this is the last part of this election process, and I have already been LCP, MCP. I already went with some elections. And this closing speech is like most like, like, oh, I want to finish, but I still need to put my energy from 100 perspective. So I do hope you guys can give all the energy you have for the next 50 minutes so that they can share whatever they want to say. Okay. So the order of this closing speech will be the same order as the first speech, opening speech. So it will be Kuna, T, Mao. So without further ado, after I move these chairs, can you help me to move? Okay. So now, can you guys stand up and let's welcome the first contestant of the day. So to end this, I just wanted to leave you guys with one single message. Anything is possible if you really want it. Success, right? Success is something that's so difficult, it's so painful to want. It hurts you because you have to work so hard for it. You have to be so dedicated to it, and you need to constantly believe that you will succeed even as you fail over and over again. But if you are empowered enough, if you believe enough that you will succeed, it is so possible. Success is painful. Success is possible. Thank you all for coming today, and I know it took two long speeches, so I will just do it like this. Amazing. So now, let's move on to the next contestant.
I'm not gonna do it. No,
Are you guys ready? Yes, okay. Okay, so now let's welcome E. Woo!
I just wanted to first and foremost really thank you guys for actually coming along tonight. It really just shows how much care you have for the organization and how much you're willing to sit here and listen to us ramble for the entire time. I really want to thank you guys for all of your support so far. And I believe in every single candidate that has walked through this door tonight. It doesn't really matter who you really vote for, whether which leadership style you guys prefer, but I'm a true believer that any of us could lead this organization to really amazing.
On the seaside.
So this is the very last part of this early direction process. So let's welcome.
For me, the past 2 years of my life have been filled with memories and experiences worth a lifetime. And it is my hope that I can use these experiences from these couple of years to drive the change for Aiesec in Auckland. My vision in life is clear to me. It is to make the greatest impact in this world in the least amount of time I have. I'm here. Aiesec gives me the platform to do that in a profound way. In everything I do, I aim to be responsible, thoughtful, ethically driven, and I will bring the same values towards my LCP role. As an LCP, I will come across various challenges, and when I face the headwinds, and it is literally in the face and the image of Aiesec, and have to go and to make key decisions, I will lead this organization through courage and confidence. I'll be the confident, encouraging, but humble and curious at the same time. I would always have the humility in me to accept the beliefs and always walk towards the light. And I sincerely hope you will give me the opportunity for me to choose my dream and make an impact. Thank you.
You guys, get the mic.
Okay, good job, guys. So now we have finished our closing speech part. So we will proceed to the voting part. So in order to proceed to voting part, can every alumni and MC member go after this too? So only LCD program city member can stay here.
Yeah, we'll come back. Oh no, wait.
So you guys can go to
On the left.
the LCP content room and you can enjoy watching with you. Thank you,
Sorry.
Hold on a second.
So I moved
So are you guys which mode of the so are you guys all LCD program city members? Good? Yes, cool. So now we are going to explain about how to do the voting. So this is just an example. I'm not running files again.